What were your reflections on that performance?
Well, I think we had a difficult, bumpy start into the game. The first half was difficult to find the rhythm. A lot of unforced errors, passes played in a sloppy way. Also, the speed of our build-up was not high enough. And that's why we had problems in the first half to, as I said, to find our rhythm. Overall, I think the second half was better. But obviously the goal that we conceded in a moment when we had the chance to be on a counter-attack ourselves, but being tackled away twice with correct tackles, losing the ball, and within 6 seconds, when all of the defensive players had just closed up, brilliant cross, but I think we could have defended both the cross on the wing and inside better. That goal didn't make life easier for us. Overall, I think the reaction to that goal was good. We came back with a goal from Fred and by Fred. And after that, in the last 15 minutes, I think we tried. We tried everything, not always taking the right decisions, but we had 2 or 3 good opportunities. Jadon should have taken 2 touches on the far post when Fofana slipped, and had Anthony Elanga stayed away from that ball when Marcus Rashford would have been completely free and either probably scored or it would have been a penalty. But as I said, we tried. So I cannot fault the team for not trying and putting an effort into that in the last 20 minutes. But obviously it was not the result that we were trying to get.
Ralf, so everything you sort of described there is kind of the same story a lot of the games under your management. Can you give it any reason why it keeps on happening? Because on paper there's some good players there, but as a team it's all a little bit not great.
Well, yes, but we also had games where it was different, against Tottenham, against West Ham, away at Leeds. So, it's about not being continuously stable enough and playing on the same kind of level. But on the other hand, as I said, very unusual. And I'm not the kind of manager who's trying to look for excuses, not at all. But also for myself, for ourselves, it was an unusual situation in the middle of the season, having 2.5 weeks without a regular game. Players on international duty, only coming back on Wednesday and Thursday, some of them with jet lag, time difference. Yes, you might say other teams have the same problems, but for us, it didn't help us at all in this moment. Missing out with Cristiano, the 4th striker in the last couple of weeks and months. Yes, Jesse Lingard couldn't even come on because he felt sick. He was vomiting before the game. So we had all the offensive players that we had available on the pitch at the end. And yes, it is as it is. We played against a good team. They were in good shape. They had won 3 out of 4 games, most of their injured players being back. I think in total, we just have to admit this was a fair result at the end. They deserved to get that point. We deserved to get that point. To win the game, we were, not continuously for the whole game, just not convincing enough.
Ralf, how do we see the top 4 now? And in your programme notes, you spoke about how the end of this season could impact on next season. How do you see next season and where Manchester United are?
Well, for me, I cannot tell that. I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't know where Manchester United will be next season. For us, it's my job, our job, the job of all the players, the staff members, to finish this season on the highest and best possible note. And saying that does not mean necessarily to finish 4th. I mean, today's result hasn't made the situation any better, obviously. Dropping another 2 points hasn't made the situation better at all. So for us, it's now about preparing for the next game again, away at Goodison Park against Everton. I think our away results so far have been good. We haven't lost a single game away. And this is what we have to try and get 3 points out of that game and then the next home game against Norwich. There is nothing else to do. It doesn't help at all to look at the table every weekend and speculate and anticipate what might happen, how many points might we need. Right now, we are not the favourites for sure for number 4.
But I think people might look at the squad and think there was all that money spent there. I realise it's nothing to do with you. All these players, world-class reputations, and they're 5th or 6th in the Premier League, and why is that happening?
I think we spoke about that in the press conference before the game, why that happened. And I think this is a process. It's not only a process of the last couple of weeks and months. It's a process over a longer period of time. But listen, right now it doesn't make sense. The season is not over. We still have another 8 games to play. And I think then it's time to, as I said, to draw the right conclusions and take the right decisions for next season. Right now, it's about how can we possibly get 3 points against Everton.
After Leicester scored, it looked like Darren Fletcher was involved in an exchange quite heated with a supporter who seemed to be discoursed out of the stadium. I mean, what happened there? Were you aware of the incident that happened?
I don't know. What you mean? What happened? Say it again.
It looked like a fan was exchanging verbals, saying something to Darren Fletcher. Darren Fletcher was saying something back after Leicester scored. And
I don't know.
was discoursed out of the
No
stadium.
idea. I don't know. I didn't take notice of that.